Hey guys, welcome back to the Dermacon blog channel. We are here with the second day that we played the Pathfinder game. The party ended up here, so if you need more history on what happened and how they got here, take a look at the last video, which was day 1, part 1B. And with the grate covered over with a really heavy box, the party decided to enter in through the door after being healed by some orc shaman. And they entered into a room where there was a huge mural along the bottom wall. Let's see if I can... So across this entire wall, where there's 4 doors, there's a huge mural, and 2 specters kind of came and talked to them through the mural. And as soon as the last person stepped through the door, the 2 spirits reversed gravity and threw the characters up into the ceiling where spikes were coming down into them. And the only way that the party could maintain gravity for themselves were to put on these anklets that were strapped to the ceiling. So as soon as they put the anklet on and removed the strap from the anklet, they fell back to the ground and gravity was okay for that person. The spirits then explained that the party is basically on a timer at this point. They have 4 hours to get through everything and unlock their anklet, which they explained would be a particular key that would be very obvious to them that was the key to unlock the amulet. They then posed a bunch of riddles for gaining access through each one of the doors, explaining that it would be a means to understanding how the next trap would work. And so let's go ahead and back it up. Basically, no matter which door the party went through, I rolled a 4-sided die, and based on whether or not I rolled a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4, they ended up in that segment of the room. 3 of the segments, the one that did not have a 1, had special traps around them. The number 4 had electricity coursing through the floor. Number 3 opened up a door where creatures were coming in. And number 2 actually had a special kind of trap that was based on them stepping on the ground causing a noxious gas to come in, but it was only triggered if I rolled a 1 or 2 on a 6-sided die, and it never did, so traps in the second area effectively malfunctioned. So based on my original intention as the DM was that no matter which blue portal they went through, I'd roll another 4-sided die, and that would be the room they would end up in. And every 2 rounds, everyone would be shifted 1 over. So if you were in room 1 and 2 rounds went by, you were effectively pushed into the number 4 area. Oh, and by the way, the different quadrants of the room are broken up by this very, very nearly invisible thin razor sharp wire that basically did not allow them to go into each other's area. But as the party continued to map out where certain portals dropped them, I basically applauded. This is a DM moment here, guys. You know, when your party actually goes through the trouble of actually figuring out the sequence of where the portals go, let them let them run with it and adapt to their ingenuity. So Tony started mapping out exactly where they went, and it was kind of funny because at one point, because they'd been in the room for so long, I honestly forgot where some of the portals took them, and I would ask him, so where's that portal take the person? And but it was a good time. We had quite a bit of fun. Finally, they all got into room 1 and still had a round left to go. The creatures that had been brought into this area got moved into this area, and they were able to make it out alive. As soon as they do, though, as soon as they get through this door, the door slams closed and locks in a way that they can't get back through. Now you'll notice this area over here that's all still grayed out. Here's another DM moment. I had another series of traps laid out for them for these rooms, and based on a plethora of things, primarily the fact that the game started to slow down a little bit and I didn't want it to impact how people felt about the game. I basically left them dark, and that's why these two rooms literally just teleport into other segments of this 4-quadrant room. The traps were not really well imagined anyways, so I just let them roll with it. Anyways, having come down this way, they entered into this door, and again it locked behind them, and they were basically put in front of a huge pit that descended farther than they could see, with a bridge that was a suspension bridge and only had 2 points that connected the bridge up to the ceiling, and it acted very much like a seesaw kind of situation. They had to make it their way across the chasm, and in the process of doing so, Tony's character has kind of shown that he has a bit of a dragon. He's developed a dragon mark in his time in Eberron, which will end up being kind of a subplot line. There's another subplot line that occurred in the second game too, and that is that the morning star that John's character found has decided that he had a dream when he was being healed that basically the morning star wanted to consume Serenre, which is the deity that John's character worships. Having made it across the chasm, though, Tony opened the door. Plates slid underneath from the wall to the bridge, locking in place, and the rest of the group were able to get across. Then they entered this room, and this room is a little bit on the bizarre side in that there's this humongous metallic creature or statue, basically, they thought when they first came in, across the way from them. And they do realize that they need to get through this door back here, but it's locked. The door behind them locked and slammed shut. And just at the beginning of the game, a magic mouth appeared and screamed the words, "Automaton, attack the party." And it's starting to move, and that's where we concluded at the end of day 2. They're nearing the second hour. At the conclusion of every hour, there's 4 hours that they can keep the anklets on. The conclusion of every hour, there is a metal spike in the anklet that basically is piercing into their ankle. And the longer that their anklets stay on, the more damage it's going to do until it gets to 4 hours, and they're not going to be able to remove it. So again, this is the end of the day 2 of the Pathfinder game. Hope you guys enjoyed. The party has about 10 more minutes when they first get into the game before the second hour occurs, and their anklet's going to lock in a little bit more on them. And they're going to have to figure out how to deal with this hulking monstrosity, which quite literally towers over them at about 12 feet tall.